Hey guys, Linda here. Welcome back to Adore. I hope everyone's having a fantastic Wednesday. Coming to you today with my July wrap up. Yeah, we're in August now. And if you saw I did a little short because I didn't get to post last week. I think I posted Sunday on my visit to Pigeon Forge. I went to Pigeon Forge for my birthday. Had a great time there. Um, Plus, our air conditioner was out. And I usually do my videos upstairs. I'm upstairs now. As you can tell, the air conditioner is working. That's why I'm doing a video. Because our air conditioner was out for like a week and a half. It got fixed on the day we were getting ready to go to Pigeon Forge. The guy came and finally looked at our air conditioner and fixed it. Yeah, we were out. And you're talking about hot. Because this season has been hot. I was like, oh my God, are we going to make it? And I was like, I don't feel like doing no video. I came up here and I started sweating like I don't know what. I was like, nope, ain't no video gonna get made. So the air conditioner is fixed. So I'm coming to you with my July wrap ups. So let's get started. I had 8 books I wanted to read in July. I only finished 6, and I didn't get to Crack Kingdom. So I'm gonna put this on my August TBR. And what was the other book? It was a ebook. Let me pull it up right quick if I can find it. Where is it? Pulling up everything but what I want to pull up. Here it is. Iced Out. So I'm going to start reading Iced Out. And then I'll finish up Crack Kingdom in August. So these are the 2 books that I didn't get to finish. So I'll add them to my TBR for August. And I'll also add 6 more books. I'm only going to try to read 8 books a month. Yeah, because I know how I am. I get there and I probably won't even finish 8 books. So I'm going to try to read 8 books a month. So I add 6 more to that TBR and I'll come back and do an updated TBR. But now let's see what I read for July and finished and enjoyed. I read It's All Greek to Me by Katie McAllister. This was a reread for me. I've read this before. I enjoyed it. This is one of my favorite books. So this had been on my mind for a while. I think I mentioned in my last video that I looked at a Hallmark movie and it was set in Greece. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to wait anymore. Because this book before I even looked at that movie, this book was on my mind. I told you I always like special moments. I can always, a book will come on my mind of a moment that I remember in this book. And I want to go back and read. And that's what happened with this. I kept thinking about this book about the guy is set in Greece. And I like international romances, and it kept coming on my mind to read this book. So when I saw that Hallmark movie and it was set in Greece, I was like, Linda, you need to go find that book. Because I didn't want to go find it because, like I said, I got books in boxes and everywhere. So I went and dug it out. I looked for it, and I finally found it, and I read it, and I still enjoy it. I give it a 4-star. This is on, I'm going to try to pronounce these names because, like I said, he's Greek. And her name, the female name is Argentine Knight. I guess I'm pronouncing it right, but she's going by Harry. They call her Harry, and the hero name is Akovas Populus. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And like I said, this is set in Greece, and the female she's American. She goes over to Greece because a friend of hers is he's like the manager of a band, and the band that he's promoting or managing. Icovas contact them because he wants them to come and play. His sister liked this band, so he hired them to come over to Greece and play at her birthday party. Of course, you know he's a billionaire, and the manager, I think the manager over the group gets sick or something, but he know Harry, or what her name is, Argentine. He knows her, and she used to be in a band with the manager. And so he asked her to go in his place because he's not going to be able to go over there with the band. So he asked her to go. And what she does for a living, she's a writer. So she got time to go over there. So she ends up going with this band over to Greece. And they're going to set up at his villa or wherever Akovas has his villa at. And that's where they meet. It's kind of like an insta love. But I didn't care because I really, really enjoyed it. I only gave it a 4-star because the female character, she's kind of over the top sometimes, and I was like, you're doing too much. So I gave it a 4-star, but I really, really enjoyed the male and female characters banter, and there's not a big breakup in this because they're going to stay together to the end of this book. And I really enjoyed that when the main characters stay together. They don't have a big breakup. They don't do a big falling out. I think they have like his brother. His brother going to be a contingency because him and Argentine and his brother don't get off to a good start. So he got some Icova's got some personal problems going on in his family with his brother. But other than that, it wasn't no big contention going on between the two main characters. It starts out with instant love, and then they end up falling for each other, and it goes from there. And I think they get married before this is over. I think I mentioned before, I like when the couple get married before the story is over. But I still really enjoy it. You know, you got a good writer if they get married before the story is over and the book still holds your interest. I really, really enjoyed this. I highly recommend it. But like I said, if you don't mind an over-the-top female character, because she was doing a little bit too much. But it didn't dim the special moments in here for me. I really, really enjoyed them. Like I said, I always remember this book, and I always want to go back and read it. This is my third time rereading this book. And this is It's All Greek to Me by Katie McAllister. If you want an international romance, you want a Greek billionaire, there you go. And this was published in, let's see here, 2011. Because this is an old book. 2011, yeah, 2011, and it's let me see how many pages in here. 344 pages, and here's a picture of the author. And I know I mentioned if I really, really love a book, I'll have a couple of copies of here. So yeah, I got a couple of copies of this book because I really, 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 really love this book, even though I gave it a 4-star because of the female character. Next I have I read Tessa Bailey, Fangirl Down. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I really, really enjoyed this book. I love this book. It has some special moments in here too, and I'll be rereading this too. And this was on Wells Whitaker. He's a golfer, and I haven't read too many sports romances on golfers, so that was interesting. And the female character is Josephine Dorr. She's a big fan of Wells. And Wells used to be like the #1 golf player, but something happened golf because he started losing, and then he started getting upset, and that makes it even worse when you start getting upset when you start losing. He didn't try to find out what was going on. He just got angrier and angrier because he's grumpy. You got the grumpy male, and then some people just love you because you're winning. So when he started losing, some of his fans, he started losing some of his fans, but he didn't lose Josephine because she was still rooting him on. And like he would be on the tee and she'd be hollering for him, rooting him on that he can do it and stuff like that. He'd be like, you still here? And she'd be like, yeah. And she always carries a sign. I forgot what the sign says, but on this tee, I guess when all the, after he do a bad shot, and I guess everybody move on to the next player, go on to see what the next player is doing, she's still there with him, and he ends up tearing up her sign and telling her to, go on because, he's not like he used to be, and he's trying to put her off, and he tears up her sign, and she eventually get mad at him and leave. But when he go back home, she's still on his mind, and he tore up the sign that she had, rooting him on and stuff. So he ends up going to finding out where she live at, and he goes there. He want to apologize or whatever. But when he get there, this is going to be said, Josephine lives in Miami, and they've had a bad storm there, and it's flooded. So her parents them own a golf store, and she's been running it for her parents because I think they don't retire, but she's been running the store, and it's ended up getting flooded. So when he shows up there, he sees that her store has been flooded and stuff like that, and they get to talking, and he asks her, can he help her out or whatever. She, she don't want to take no. She said, I don't need no help. I'm gonna, I can take care of this. So he ends up offering her a job since she don't want him to just straight out help her, with the place. He ends up, he asked her, do she want to be his caddy? And she was like, what? Because, she don't have any experience, but she knows all about golf, and she teaches golf too at this store. They teach golf, and so she's a big fan of golf, and she knows a lot about golf. And he said, well, yeah, if I want you to be my caddy, because like when I was talking about earlier, when he was on the golf course, he ended up walking. He don't even finish playing. He just ends up walking away, and his caddy tell him he quits. So he don't have a caddy right now. So he ends up offering Josephine the job of his caddy, and it's gonna go from there. Cause she's if you want a grumpy sunshine, cause she's very sunshiny, and she's always hyping him up. She's his hype man, and eventually he started believing her, and he started winning again. So I really enjoyed this, and be aware that this have some sexual content, have some spicy sexual content up in here, but I really enjoyed this story. This will be one of my favorites. I'm sure I'll go back and read this again because it had a lot of special moments in here for me. And this is Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. And this is book number 2 in the, let me see, I think I wrote it down somewhere. Let's see here. Book number 2 in the Big Shot series. I mean, not book number 2. This is book number 1. Scratched it. Book number 1 in the Big Shot series. So I enjoyed this so much, so you know I had to go get book number 2. Here it is. Here. This is book number 2, The All Pair Affair. I'll be adding this to my August TBR. So like I said, I'm going to come back and do a August TBR, but this will be on there for sure. Book number 1, and I'm going to read book number 2. Really highly recommend it. I gave this 4.5 stars. Next, I read Helen Hurt, Follow Me Darkly. Yeah, this book, I gave this 3 stars. I didn't enjoy this too much. I wanted to DNF, but I finished it. And this is on, let me see who this is on. I caught myself writing this stuff down. This is on Braden Black. Of course, he's a millionaire, or maybe he might be a billionaire. And you got Sky Manning. And this, and they meet because Sky works for this lady who she do what I want to say. She posts the lady she works for has either a TikTok account or some kind of social media account, and Sky wants to be a photographer, and she works for this lady. She posts all her stuff on her social media account. And she ends up meeting Braden because Braden knows the lady that she worked for. Braden knows this lady because she's rich too. The lady is rich. She comes from a rich family, but she also has she's an influencer. She has a social media account, and Braden ends up posting something on her social media account that is not very let's just say him and her had a breakup. And he posted something on her social media account that didn't go over very well with Sky's boss. So her boss asked Sky to call there, and she wanted to talk to Braden, but you know he's a busy man, so they have to leave a message. So a couple of hours later, Braden show up at the office, saying that he want to see Sky's boss, and Sky tell her, you know, she's in her office. So he goes over there to the office, and the boss and her boss and Braden have a little run in, and her boss ends up slamming the door in Braden's face, and he ends up talking to Sky, and he asks her out on a date. So they go out, because at first Sky was like, you know, I don't think I should do that, you know. You and my boss don't get along. But eventually she goes up because, of course, you know, he's very good looking, so she kind of falling for him already sexually. So anyway, they go out on a date, and what got me, I didn't like this because you didn't get to really know the characters really good before they was already, because and I think I mentioned before about Helen Hart heroes, they be too over the top for me. I like an alpha hero, but sometimes her hero be doing the most, because while they're at this dinner, he just come out of nowhere and tell me, I want to sleep with you. What? That was already a strike for me. I was like, really, Brayden? And I hate when the female just give in. Like, I don't like it. I like for the female to have some resistance. You know, resist the guy, even though you might think he's good looking or whatever, or start, you know, you might want to get with him, but at least have some kind of, just say no. Just say no to drugs. Because I think did she end up going with him that first night? She did go to his place that first, but she didn't end up sleeping. I think she left. But it went on and on back. It's a lot of sexual content going on in here. I didn't have those special moments between the two main characters where they're getting to know each other, and you know he's doing stuff for her because he's very aggressive, and he one of those that she asked him a question, he don't want to answer the question. He want the one that got a lot of secrets and stuff. Like, it got to be a better way to do that kind of character, because it didn't happen in this book. This book kind of reminded me of 50 Shades of Grey, but in 50 Shades of Grey, I enjoyed that one. I read that one all the way through, but I cannot. Me and Helen Hart writing just don't get along. So this will be my last book by Helen Hart, and I think this is a 5-book series. 5 books, and I barely could get through the first. No. Just say no. So I will not be continuing with this series. I don't give anything below a 3 if I don't like it. I just gave this 3 stars. It's not for me. Have any of you read this? Did you get through it? Did you like it? Did you finish this whole series? Because this series is not for me. I think this is the Follow Me series, and I think it's 5 books in this series. I won't be continuing. No. 3 stars. Next. This is a new author for me, S.W. Wendel. This is my first time reading a book by her. And this was Halfling, Monstrous World. I read this on my Kindle. It was an ebook read for me. I really, really enjoyed it. I gave this 4.5 stars. I love this so much I was like, I gotta buy this. I bought this from the author's website because I wanted her to sign her first book for me. I'll show it to you here. She signed it. If you can see it there. I enjoyed this so much, and yeah, he's an orc. He's between a half human and an orc. So if you like a monstrous romance, if you don't mind reading about a monster, I wouldn't even call him a monster, because like I said, he's a half human and half orc, and he ends up, and his name is Auric, and her name is Sasha. So yeah, I'm trying to pronounce her name. And they end up meeting. His mom was kidnapped by some orcs, and she ended up going with the leader. He kidnapped her. I don't think his mother ever fell in love with his father. She never did run away. She just stayed there with him until his father get challenged to be the ruler of this clan. And when his father gets beat, that's when his mother ends up running away, because she don't want to be with the guy who's taking over the clan. And I think he's about maybe 14, 15 or 16 when she ends up, and she leaves him there. She tells him she's not going to take him, but because he'll get mistreated in a human world, because he's half orc. But so she ends up leaving him behind, and he has a hard time when she leaves him behind, staying there, because he don't get treated good there either, because he's half human. So you know how that works. You in half this world and half that world, so he's still not getting treated good with the orcs, but it's a world that he knows. And when she ends up leaving him there, and he ends up growing up there, he ends up becoming a great hunter. He's good at what he does. He always going out and getting meat for the tribe, for the clan or whatever, but they still don't give him no respect. So one day he's coming back, and maybe he's about in his 20s now. One day he's coming back, and he's killed I think he killed a boar or a hog or something, and he's bringing it back, and he ends up seeing these guys standing at this tent. And he wondered what's going on. And one of the guys, he don't want to start no conversation, because one of the guys take his catch from him, and he said to himself, he gonna act like he done killed this animal. But he ends up standing there talking to the guy who's in front of this tent. And eventually this guy walk off too, and tell Auric to stay there and guard this tent, because they got a big surprise for the new for the chief of the clan. And he ends up going in there. You know, he curious, so he ends up going in there, and that's where he sees Sasha, and he like, nope, this not gonna happen, because his mother, it was ending up, you know, his mother was a captive, and he's not gonna let this girl become a captive. So he ends up helping her escape, and it's gonna be them on the run from, because one of the guys gonna come after them looking for to take the girl back. And they're gonna end up, it's a traveling romance. I don't like traveling romances too much, but I enjoyed this one. So this was an all-around story here, because they end up on the road some. They end up meeting different people while they're traveling on the road. And he's going to end up seeing his mother again. I'm not going to tell you what happened with that. And he finally ends up taking her back to her family. And you get some time with her family there. You get to meet her family and all this stuff. I really, really enjoyed this. I gave this a 4.5. And I went back and looked up some of her other books. And of course, since it's my birthday, you know, I ordered all those books that she's written. And this is, I think book 2 is coming out in this series. Either book 2 or 3, and I'm going to order that too. I will, but she's going to be an automatic buy for me, because I highly, highly recommend this. I really, really enjoyed it. If you don't mind reading a monster romance, and this what this series is called, Monstrous. Let me see what it's called. I wrote that down also. Monstrous World. This is book number 1, and I will be reading book number 2. I will be continuing with this series. And like I said, I will be doing a book haul, because I got quite a few books for my birthday, and I ordered quite a few books from this author, because I really, really enjoyed this. And I also, while I was on her site, I ordered some, she sent this card back with the book, and it said, "Linda, thank you so much for your order. Hope you enjoy your Halfling goodies." And I ordered a card with Sasha, and Ulrich. And I forgot to mention, they also, while they were on their travels, they come across a little raccoon that has fallen out of the nest, I guess. Or they find this little raccoon, and Ulrich adopt him. And so they also have a little raccoon. I don't know what his name is, but I had to get a picture of him too. So I really, really enjoyed that. If you don't mind reading about orcs, highly, highly recommend Halfling. Book 1 in the Monstrous World. 4.5 stars. Then I also read Elle Kennedy, The Dixon Rule. This is book number 2 in the, what series is this? Let's see, what series is this? The Campus Diaries. This is book number 2 in the Campus Diaries series. Gave this 4.5 stars. I laughed and I cried. This book brought some tears out, and this book had me cracking up. This book was very funny to me. This on Diana Dixon. That's why I called it Dixon Rule, because she got a lot of rules going on. And then you also got, is his name Shane? I think his name is Shane. They don't say what his last name is on here, but his name is Shane, and he's a hockey player. And she is a cheerleader. She's a football cheerleader at Briar U. They go to Briar U. And she ends up, and you meet Diana in the first book. What's the first book called? The Graham Effect. I enjoyed the Graham Effect. I gave that 4.5 stars. You meet Diana in the Graham Effect, and you also meet Shane in the Graham Effect. You get more, I think you see more Shane than you see of Diana, I think. But they don't like each other, because Shane has been broken up with his girlfriend, so he's on the rebound. So he's been dating a lot of cheerleaders on her, because she's the head cheerleader, and he's been dating girls on her cheerleading squad. And yeah, just don't say that they have a long lasting relationship. He just date them or sleep with them and don't call them no more. So she was like, she called him a playboy and stuff, and they don't get along, but they know each other. And in this one, Diana is staying in a condominium. Her aunt left her a condominium, so she stay in this little condominium complex. I think it's in a gated community, and she finds out that a person who used to live next door to her, they moved out and they sold the condo. And come to find out, of course, you know who they sold it to. Shane's parents buy it for him, because like I said, they're in college, and Shane's parents buy him a condominium right next door to Diana. And she was like, what in the holy, what is going on? And him and her start bumping heads and stuff like that. And like I said, Shane is trying to get over a romance. Him and I think he went with this girl in high school and they broke up. I guess she wanted to break up, but he's still carrying feelings for her. So that's why he been dating these other women trying to get over his old girlfriend. So his old girlfriend called him and said that she's thinking about coming to Briar U. I'm like, what? And he was like, what? And she wanted to know, can she come and spend the night while she go and talk to some counselor, look at the campus, and also talks to some counselors. And he was like, sure, you can come. Because he think this might be a chance for them to get back together. But when she show up with another guy. He was like, what? So Shane go and call Diana. Look, you gotta hear me out. You gotta play to be my girlfriend, because I can't just. This is so awkward. I can't be over here act like I haven't moved on or whatever. And she was like, really, Shane. So she agreed. She ends up coming over, and that's how I get started. They start doing some fake dating, because also Diana had an ex-boyfriend too, and he won't leave her alone. He keep calling, can he come over and stuff like that. And let's just say they had a run in, and it's some abuse. It was some abuse situation went on in here, and but I highly recommend this. I really enjoyed it. And the other people, and you get them, and this is another all around book, because you get to meet the other people in the complex, and some of those people got to screw loose, because they have HOA meetings, and they be, yeah, that HOA meeting be, yeah. You got some characters up in this HOA meeting. So I really enjoyed this for the characters, the characters who stay in this condominium complex. They had me cracking up. Shane and Diana had me cracking up, because they be doing some stuff. And it is steamy, but it's not. I don't think it's that over the top steamy, but it is some steaminess going on. So be prepared. If you don't like a lot of steaminess going on in your books, this might not be for you, because it is steamy, but it wasn't over the top to me. I really enjoyed this. It was funny, and at the end, something's going to happen, going to have you in tears. Yeah, it's The Dixon Rule by Elle Kennedy. Really enjoyed this. 4.5 stars. And this is book number 2 in the what is it? The Campus Diary series, book number 2. And my last book I have is King of Sloth. This was okay. I'm gonna give this a 3.5. Did I say I gave it? I hope I said 4.5 stars. I hope I didn't say 3. I gave this 4.5 stars. But I'm gonna give this 3.5 stars. This one didn't do it to me. It didn't do it for me too much. It was okay. I give it a high 3.5. If I put it on Goodreads, it'll be a 4 star. But yeah, this was my least favorite out of this series, and this is the King of Sin series. This is book number 4, and this is on, his name is Xavier Costello and Sloane Kensington. You'll see a lot of Sloane in the other books. She showed up in the other books because she's friend with the other 3 females in the first 3 books. So you'll see a lot of Sloane. She's a hard worker. She's work oriented. She's all about working, and she ain't got no time for no fools. She's all about her work. And so she get hired by Xavier's father, because Xavier is a playboy. He don't work anywhere. He just spending money, going hanging out and partying with his friends and getting in trouble. So they need a media, I think Sloane owns like a media thing where she help you with your, what is it, crisis management. I think she owns something like that, where she talk to the press for you, or she always taking care of stuff. Like if you go out and party and something happens, she come there and handle the crisis. So Xavier's father hired her for Xavier because he be getting in a lot of trouble. So him and Sloan bumping heads and stuff like that. So in this book, finally find out that Xavier kind of have feelings for Sloan, but yeah, Sloan's yeah, she ain't in all that. And she ends up going when it starts. She ends up going to, I think he's in a hotel somewhere on the island somewhere, and he's supposed to be at a meeting for his. He's supposed to be receiving an award for his father because his father is really really sick. He's about to die, and I think he has cancer, and they want Xavier to go and accept this award for him. So she had to go and find him, and the only way he would return, he tell her he want her to go on a trip with him because she need to take a break because she never stops. She always working. She always on her phone doing something. And he was like, you need a break. You need to chill out. And the only way I go to this award thing is if you will go away on vacation for me for at least a week. And so they banter back and forth how many days they're going to stay. She finally ended up agreeing to go with him. And that's how they ended up getting together and talking. And she ends up slowly start having feeling for him, and he start having feeling for her, and it goes from there. But it didn't have those special moments for me. I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. Sloan and Xavier, and maybe because he was a playboy and he didn't have a job, I don't know what it was, but this one didn't do it for me. But if you like Anna Wong, if you like her writing, you might enjoy this. But for me, it didn't have those special moments. This was my least favorite out of the other 3 books, and this is book number 4 in the King of Sin series, book King of Slaw by Anna Wong. It was okay. I give it a high 3.5, 4 star. Oh, and I forgot I did have one more book. I think I read Tapped by Brianna. Let me see, can I find that one right quick? Let's see here. By Brynne Asher. I'm gonna give this also. This one didn't do it to me. Do it for me. This one didn't do it for me. It was okay. I gave it a 3.5, a high 3.5, maybe a 4 star if I write a review on Goodreads. This was another. She write romantic suspense, and this was on Michael Michael Emmett and Evita Lynchfield. Evita is, they meet when Michael show up at her house because her husband has then got in trouble. And when this start, she is in her car with her son, and she is thinking about she's asking her, I think she has asked her husband for a divorce because she can't put up with him no more because he don't have anything to do with his son. He's always gone all the time, always on his boat going somewhere, and he don't have time for his family because she's thinking about asking him for a divorce, or she already asked him for a divorce. And while she's in the car, she's trying to brake, and her brake goes out. So her and her son end up having an accident. So when it comes back, that's the prologue. And so when it come back, she's at her house, and she's thinking about when they had the accident. But both her and her son is all right now, and were all right. They survived the crash, and she's thinking about that put off her trying to get a divorce from her husband. So she's still married to her husband. So her and her husband are having a conversation. She tells him this is it. She want him out of her house. She want him gone. So he ends up leaving. So when he leaves, she get a knock on the door, and it's Micah showing up at her house. And that's when she find out that her husband has been running drugs on this boat that he has. And they want to bring her in and ask her some questions about what's going on. And she ends up, because they tell them that they're going to bring her husband in. And she was like, she don't believe nothing he's saying. So like I said, they take her to the police station, and that's when she ends up going into a room, and she hear them questioning her husband about different stuff. And then he finally, and he also tell her that the reason that he came there is that her husband has put a hit out on her. So that's why she ends up having that accident. That's when she finally realized what's going on, why she ended up having that accident. But she don't believe that her husband would do that. And that's when they take her to the police station and let her hear her husband in the next room. And when they start questioning him and they tell him about, they got all this stuff on him about he been running drugs and stuff like that, and that he tried to have a hit put on his wife, and it's still the hit is still going on. So this is all going to be about she going to have to get some security, and they are trying to find out who's this hitman who's trying to kill her. So it's going to go from there, and it's going to end up with her and Michael getting together, because he going to start having, because he's going to go over to her house and stay at her house. You know, kind of like have a feeling for her. He's going to drive by her house, and he's going to see that the bodyguard who's sitting in front of her house is, I think, was he asleep or something? I think so. And he's going to end up staying there at her house on that first night, and it's going to go from there. But I didn't have those special moments. Where were the special moments? I need them. I need those special moments between the two main characters. I didn't feel the love, people. But I gave it a 3.5. I'm just gonna give this a 3.5 stars. Maybe it eked out to a 4, but I'm gonna say a 3.5. And this was but I really enjoyed the first book. Now this make me don't want to go on with the series. I might go on with the series, but I'm not gonna read the other 2 books right away, because this one just it didn't do it for me. You know, sometimes when you read a book and it don't do it for you, it just kills the vibe. It don't make you want to keep going. And the next book might be good, but I'm gonna stop right now. Cause I think she got 2 other books out in the series right now, but I'm gonna stop right now and regroup, and then I might go back and read the 3rd book and the 4th book. We'll see. But this is Tap by Brynne Asher. I gave it 3.5 stars. All right, guys, that's all I have for now. I hope I did my little spiel, telling you about the books. I hope it was okay, because I'm not good at explaining books. Yeah. I just do what I can. But I had some good reads, though. I really, really enjoyed some of those books. I think I only had 1 3-star and 2 like 3.5, 4 stars. And all the rest of them were fan-freaking-tastic. But that's all I got for now. I'll probably be coming back Friday and doing my little book haul, my birthday book haul, because I got quite a few books. And then after that, I'll come back and do my August TBR. That'll be for next week, I think. Yeah. Or the week. Yeah, this week. Next week I'll do my TBR. Okay? All right, guys. I'll see you later. Have a fantastic day. Keep reading those romances, and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.